Hi everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how you can have a toggle group, and depending on what toggle you choose, you can have a button in the next scene play different sounds. So depending on the toggle you click, it will have a different sound on a button from a different scene. So let's just get started. So I did create a canvas, a panel, a toggle group, and a next scene button. So the toggle group has the sound A toggle, sound B toggle, and the sound C toggle. Of course I changed the labels to match the names, and the button is just a normal button. Now let's get started with the scripts. So the first script we are going to make is going to be called, it don't matter what name you give it, but I'm going to name my toggle to save sound effect. I'm going to go to toggle group. I'm going to add a component and call it save toggle sound effect. I'm going to open it up in Visual Studios, and up here all we're going to need is pretty much the toggles, so a reference to all the toggles. So we are going to need to be using Unity engine.ui. Then down here I'm going to add a serialized field and name it toggle, and we're going to add a sound A toggle, sound B toggle, and a sound C toggle. And that's pretty much it for that. And we're just going to add our public voids. So public void toggle A, and we'll just add these curly braces and add and put this if toggle or sound toggle A or A toggle is on. So if it has the check mark, we're gonna do player prefs dot set int, and we are just gonna put toggle sound. You can name this anything you want, and for the value we will just set it to 0. Now we're pretty much gonna do this for all the toggles. So toggle B, just name it toggle B, sound B toggle, and the last one is then we're gonna switch this to 1, and then we're gonna do the same thing with toggle C. Toggle C, switch it to sound C toggle dot is on, and then switch this to 2. Now this should be it for the toggles, but we could also add something like, if you want to debug it, you could add a debug.log to see which toggle is getting pressed, which one's on, which one's off. So toggle A, and then you could put something like plus sound A toggle dot is on. So let's just do that for every other one, just so we can have a little message so we can know what's going on in the back end. So toggle B dot sound B toggle, and same thing with this one, C and toggle C, right? Okay, that's pretty much it. Oh, actually we do have to add our function for our button for the next scene. So we'll just put a public void next scene, and we could use the namespace, but I'm just gonna add the namespace down here. So I'm just gonna put Unity engine dot scene management dot scene manager dot load scene, and then I'm gonna load the 1. So if I go back and I go to my scenes, go to build settings, you can see new scene is at 0, next scene is at 1, so that's where I got the 1 from. And then I'll go to all my sound toggles. I'll actually go to the toggle group, set all the ones that we want to set into their correct fields. So at sound A toggle is the sound A toggle, and just like that. Now we'll go to all our toggles, we'll add a value. I already added a value, and then we'll drag in the toggle group because that's where our script is at. Then we'll go to save toggle sound effect, and this one's toggle A. We'll do the same thing but for toggle B, and then the same thing for toggle C. And now we'll go to our next scene button. We'll add a on click event. We'll do the same thing and drag the toggle group. Go to the functions, go to save toggle sound effects script, and then just put next scene. So let's see if this works if we go to our next scene. So if I go to my console and I switch between all of them, so you can see toggle A is false now, toggle B is true. Same thing with the C, toggle B is false, and now toggle C is true. And for toggle A, toggle C is false and toggle A is true. Now we could go to our next scene, and there's our next scene. You can see nothing happens, so let's go to our next scene and fix that. On our next scene, I just added an audio source, and I added this button, so it doesn't have any function yet. We're on click event. On the audio source, it don't matter where you put it, but I'm gonna put it on the audio source. I'm just gonna put get toggle sound effect, and then I'm gonna open it up in Visual Studios, and all I'm gonna do is add a serialized field. So toggle script, add a serialized field, and this one is gonna be called audio clips. So this is gonna be the different audio clips that I want to have. So I'm gonna put sound 1 clip, sound 2 clip, and sound 3 clip. This, of course, you can name it anything you want. And then I'm gonna add a reference to the audio source. So serialized field audio source. I can make this private and just get it in the awake or the start function, but just to make this quick, I'm just gonna do it like this, and I will assign it in the inspector. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is have an int, and it could be private, and I'm just gonna put sound number. We are gonna have on our button, so the button we're gonna click, we're gonna put public void, and we're just gonna name it play sound. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put sound number. It's gonna be equal to player pref dot get int, and the integer we're gonna get, the key, gonna be called toggle sound. So make sure it is spelled correctly. So toggle sound, and that's gonna be it. So it's gonna save it into this variable. So now this variable is either gonna be 0, 1, or 2. So we could have if else statements, but we're just gonna have a switch statement. So it's gonna switch depending on the sound number. And then the default sound, so in case something happens and it don't wanna work, we're just gonna put sound one clip, or actually we're gonna put, audio source dot play one shot, and then it's gonna be sound one clip. And then we could also put a little debug.log and just put default playing, and then we'll put up here, we'll put case 0. So if the sound number is equal to 0, we're going to put something similar. Well, actually it is going to be exactly similar, but we're just going to put sound number 1 playing, and then make sure to end it with a break. And then we're going to kind of copy this because the other ones are kind of going to be similar too, a little different. But so case 1 instead of 0, and then we're going to put play one shot, sound 2 clip, and then we could put sound number 2 playing. And then the last but not least, we're gonna put case 2 sound 3 clip, and then we'll put 3 is playing. This one should actually be uppercase. After all that, let's check to see if it works. So on our sound button, we're gonna go to the on click, we're gonna add our audio source, and we're gonna go to our script called get toggle sound effects, and we're just gonna put play sound. Now we're gonna hit play and see if it plays any sound right now. Oh, actually we gotta assign all our sounds to our audio source. So I did have some audio sources that I got from the asset store. It's called Classic Footstep SFX by Anett, and that's the one I'm going to be using. But of course you guys use what you guys want to use. And I'm going to go to Classic Footsteps. I'm going to put the floor one. I'm going to try to pick like the loudest ones, that way we kind of hear it and hear the difference. This one I'm going to put a louder one, or a longer one, and then we'll put rock round, and we'll put this one right here. And then make sure you add your audio source, and then when I hit play, I'm going to save it. I'm going to hit play and see what sound plays. Sound number 1 is playing, so hopefully you guys can hear that. As you can see, it does say sound number 1 is playing. Now let's go back to our toggles scene. So we'll hit play. So we'll go to B and hit next scene. Now sound number 2 is playing. Sound number 2 playing. We'll go back to our scene, hit play, we'll click C. Now we'll go to next scene and hit sound. Sound number 3 is playing. Now we'll do it one more time, but we'll switch to C and then switch back to A, see if that works. So sound A, sound number 1 playing. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. I did make this video because, like I said, one of my viewers wanted to know about this video. He left me a comment and he just wanted to know how to have different sounds and have a player or the user pretty much choose the sound he wanted for a button. So you could choose between sound A, sound B, sound C, and you go to your next scene and you will be able to hear that sound effect in the next scene. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. Hopefully you guys learned something, and hopefully the viewer that left a comment got helped by this video, and everyone else gets helped by this video. If you guys liked it, if you learned something new, hit that like button. If you want to continue to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Once again, thank you guys.